Why the reason why Eldritch Evolution works so well in this deck is that, like, game one, Eldritch Evolution is basically just a way to play more Thought-Knots and Reality Smashers, and then in the matchups where Thought-Knots and Reality Smashers aren't very good, Eldritch Evolution lets us kind of toolbox from the sideboard. I would love to play first, thanks. I want to say this hand's okay. It isn't particularly fast, but like against a deck that is fast, we can path to exile them. We're on the play, so like seems fine. Birds of Paradise, okay. Thought-Knot Seer, sure. Slowly building the blue-white fairies list. I'm not sure offhand. The Ruined Halo is not important in any of those matchups you just listed, so you're probably fine. Yep. Just gonna go ahead and path their Kitchen Finks here. It's part of their combo. Probably playing Inoffensive Company. Temple. Rats. We're very unlucky. I'm just gonna go Oasis, Matter Reshaper here. Next turn we can play Thought-Knot. In the end, does it even matter? It's pretty unlucky, no plays. Guess I'm gonna crack this and jam the Thought-Knot pre-combat. This way, unless they have two Cocos, they'll pull the trigger on the Coco in response to the trigger, and when we can decide if it's profitable to attack in or not. Yeah, those cards are definitely all reasonable. Yeah, like Ruined Halo is good against, it's okay against Storm, but it's good against like Valakut decks, so just like having more counters for Valakut decks is probably fine. Just has double Collected Company. Oh, he's playing the Todd Stevens pile of poop. Okay. That's like almost certainly just a Collected Company, right? I'm trying to like Ghost Quarter us out of the game. I guess I should fetch my shocks a little bit more aggressively then. It is confirmed a lot of spells. And our draw is not anywhere near, you know, like unfair enough to keep up with possible value that they're going to generate here. This Tireless Tracker is going to generate a bunch of clues for them next turn. I guess there's probably a good argument just like smashing with the Matter Reshaper here. Like I'm far enough behind that I kind of just need to like hit more action. Next turn, we're probably like jamming Kitchen Finks plus pathing this Tireless Tracker. They're going to generate like 4 clues this turn. Yeah, because they're going to crack this fetch, and then they're going to play the Excavator. And then replay the fetch from the bin. Yeah, I mean, like, if you listen to Todd talk about the deck, like, he's super realistic. Like, the deck, like, just, it almost, all of the popular decks in Modern are just, like, bad matchups for it. But, like, the popular decks in Modern only make up, you know, 30 or maybe 40% of the field at any given event. So, like, even if you're, like, mono bad matchups, you're still going to be okay a percentage of the time. Like, this is probably a bad matchup for us, especially if we don't have a particularly aggressive start. Another Path to Exile goes a long way here, though. I get to go ahead and path. Probably want to start by attacking, right? Can I undo this? Yep, alright. Welcome to Magic Online. Attack with both of these. The fact that I didn't attack 2 turns ago could end up biting us. Or last turn, I should have attacked with this last turn. You know, honestly, I wonder if I'm just supposed to go, like, Witness Bird here, and then, like, wait and see. I'm definitely casting this and picking up a Path to Exile. The question now becomes is, do I want to play the Path this turn, or do I want to wait and see what he leaves back as blockers? Kind of like doing this. I'm going to do this and wait and see what they leave back as blockers. And, like, he'd be at 8 right now, which would be, like, a big difference, right? And they just drew that, and that's a good draw, but, like, they could have searched it up with the Knight of the Reliquary anyways, so, like, you know, 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. They have Scavenging Ooze, Knight in hand, or 2 of their remaining cards. So it's good to get the Witness in now, grab that Path back up. In our sideboard for this matchup, not a lot. Cataclysmic Gearhulk's okay. Voice is nice because it's just like a body that like trades with something then leaves something large behind, and it just like also makes their, what's it called, a little awkward. So Linvala is very reasonable. Orzhov Pontiff good in this matchup? I feel like it might be. Take a look at their deck list again here. I believe this top-8'd the... This top-8'd the Roanoke Open. Pontiff is not very good. Yeah, Gearhulk's fine. And, like, Gearhulk's the type of card that's, like, good because we can play around it because we know it's there. Yeah, Pontiff seems pretty bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna take this hit. I didn't count. Am I dead? 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, it's only 13, right? And again, the fact that I missed that 3 points of damage that turn I didn't attack is probably going to be the reason we lose this game. They play Scavenging Ooze as well. I think we're just toast here at this point. It's like, look at this board, right? Like if they were at 8, they'd actually just die here. Their attacks would probably have been a little bit different if they were at 8, but like the principle mostly holds. White, black, colorless, play this. Kill a bunch of their stuff. My mana had been a little bit better, we'd have been able to push lethal here. I needed another white source, right? If I had another white source, like if this had been basic plains, I'd have been able to do this and then like path and then pump my team. No, I don't. I literally don't have the colors to do that. Yeah. Yeah, so if this would have been a plains or a duel, like I should have fetched a shock with this one, right? What should have happened? That's what should have happened. I should have fetched a shock there. Yeah. If this had been a shock land, we'd have killed them with the line they took there. But again, like a couple little things I could and should have done differently this game to put my opponent in a worse spot. Likely into a potential game-winning spot for us. Now, hopefully, I can live through this combat on a single path in my blockers, and then we can untap and rip a Smasher and kill them. Is the goal? Are we dead? We're not dead on board, right? I can block, path this, take 3 here while going to 4. And we're not dead on board. We're dead path to Exile. 110% dead to path to Exile. But, you know, don't play around cards you can't beat. And if we're not dead on board, that means they can't attack in with everything, because they could potentially be dead on the backswing. And they know we have one of these paths because we picked it back up with Eternal Witness. Sure. No attacks. Alright. I guess I'm just pathing one of their things, right? To get these knights out of the way, because they're going to get real big real fast. Aren't any more creatures left in the graveyards for the scavenging uses? Well, I guess the squeezes are good against my Kitchen Finks, right? And he's pretty smart to have turtled up here like he has, because they have, it's just like so many cards in the bank, right? Like, there's no way I can fight through this card advantage. So, like, if he just, like, stays conservative, there's no way he's going to lose this game going long. To get a little bit lucky on being aggressive. Yep. See if we're able to overcome the couple of little mistakes I made this game. Match 1, game 1. Yep. Yeah, we're gonna need to rip like a smasher and then hope that combat works out favorably for us, I think. Well, I guess Displacer is a pretty good draw, right? It's a card that could potentially generate a lot of card advantage for us. We like Displacer Thragtusk going. There might not be, but at the same time, like, my opponent's down 3 minutes on clock, so I'm gonna make them play it out. Like, it's not like our deck lists are secret. It's not like we have a shared clock, so, like, I'm gonna make them do their thing. Yeah, like, this is definitely the type of matchup where, like, these big boards are not gonna be uncommon. So, like, big boards lead to more complex decisions, lead to slower gameplay, lead to players timing out if we play 3 games. I'm pretty resigned to losing this game at this point, but again, I'm just gonna make them burn their clock. Now they have to, like, they're at a pretty low health total here, so, like, they have to, like, be slightly conservative and, like, make sure we're dead if they swing with everything, otherwise they die in the backswing. God bless them. You don't want to time out, don't play Magic Online. Or, I don't know, play faster while you play Magic Online. It's a good draw. That's the type of draw that could induce a misplay from my opponent. Yield to some of these triggers. Like big boards, and I cannot lie. Yeah, that's annoying. Okay. Your tireless tracker. In the end, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, when I realized that we could no longer win this game, I was up 2.5 minutes. Now we're up almost 4 minutes. So, like, more power to you. And, like, imagine if we play 3 games and all 3 of them take as long as this one. My opponent will time out halfway through the 3rd game. And again, if you're playing paper Magic, you should have conceded by now. You have a shared clock, and you don't want to draw. Draws are bad for both players. Yes, this is Jody Keefe's Magic Online account. I 110% would have won this game if I'd have played tighter in the first couple of turns. Oh, I punted. So what I should have done here is I should have double blocked a bunch and then made the mortar blockers. That's the extra way. It's like, all right, this is the really good way. We're gonna make sure we really time you out. Double. If you're really looking to time people out, double blocks people. That's what I'm telling you. Double blocks. Relic's probably fine in this matchup, right? Seems like it's probably fine. This feels like it's not a Kitchen Finks matchup. This is kind of bad against their Scavenging Oozes. It's also pretty bad if I do this, just trim a little bit all around. Oh yeah, Cataclysmic Gearhulk is fine. Yeah, the birds aren't stellar here, that's for sure. Yeah, you'll notice that there's no one calling me a dirty, rotten cheater in my chat for playing to the clock because I ban people that are that stupid. Yeah, I think Teeg's fine. He's like a grizzly bear that says they can't play their best card, right? The clock is part of playing Magic Online. Playing to the clock on Magic Online is no different than when your opponent misses their trigger in paper. You say, no, I'm not putting your trigger on the stack. You missed it. Sorry, that's on you. I think Voice is fine. Voices makes their, what's it called, play awkwardly. It makes their collecting companies to touch awkward too. Voice is also good with Eldritch Evolution. Like, the voice into Eldritch Evolution for Thought-Knot Seer is like a fine curve. It also turns into Linvala, Keeper of Silence. And we might just get run out of this game and the clock won't matter, but like, again, we paid $12 to play this league. We're going to give ourselves every possible competitive advantage in it. It's fine. We're a real professional. We'll just rip another Eldrazi Temple and like run them over. Okay. That'll be good when we draw another Eldrazi Temple next turn. It's okay. We could certainly brick and die, right? Like, hand's a little clunky. It's annoying. Three twos confirmed bad against 2/4s. This is a viewer donation. I liked this deck when we played it last time, but not enough to play Modern with my own money. Alright. Yes, your Galactic Company. Galactic Company decks are really good when you always have it on 3. JK. Nice card. Path, Noble, Excavator, another Voice. I kind of don't mind getting a land here, right? I'm gonna take this Voice out of their hand. Is that unreasonable? Take the Voice out of their hand. Yeah, I might play some Hex after this league, depending on how long it takes. I guess this takes us off both our colorless sources. Yeah, this match isn't going to come down to clock. They're just going to rail us with these Ghost Quarters. Alright, yep. And the best part about playing Modern with someone else's money is that when a match becomes miserable, I just get to go ahead and move on with my life. Matches that make me wish to, like, that's why, like, if I was ever gonna play, like, this deck, like, kind of struck my fancy, and, like, I kind of like the things it's doing, but I would never register something like this in an actual Modern tournament that I cared about. I'd be doing something, like, completely degenerate if I cared about playing in a Modern tournament. I either want to be, like, putting Karn into play on turn 3 or, like, killing my opponent on the second turn. Storm, Goryo's Vengeance, like, those are the decks I want to be registering. If I think the match is genuinely going to come down to time, I will make my opponent click through their infinite combo on Magic Online. Yep. That's their fault that they're playing the combo deck on Magic Online. They're the one that signed up to click through their crappy combo on Magic Online. You should never fault someone. Like, if you don't want to click through your combo, don't register it on Magic Online. Plain and simple. Just TLDR. That's fine. It's got turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. No, it's not the fault of the crappy system. No one is surprised or disillusioned. Everyone that's playing their infinite decks on Magic Online is going in with the expectation of knowing what Magic Online is. And if you don't, well, then you were foolish for not doing your research beforehand. It's a great question. Oh, well, now this hand is great, right? You get to go turn 2, turn 3 with the second Eldrazi Temple. Like, I hate that too. Like, my favorite, so, like, people ask me what my opinions are on the Modern format, and if you ask me, like, what I would change in Modern, I would ban an Eldrazi land, I would ban Eldrazi Temple, and I would ban Simian Spirit Guide. But if I went to a Modern tournament that I cared about doing well in, I 110%, okay, I just punted here, guess I should have led on this. I 110% would be playing Eldrazi Temple, Simian Spirit Guide, or Urza's Tower. And the fact that I would play the cards that I think are too stupid to be legal in Modern doesn't make me a hypocrite. It's not my job as a player to balance Wizards of the Coast Modern format and make it enjoyable for people. If there's, like, these linear, degenerate things that, like, mostly ignore what their opponent's doing and do the stupid stuff that makes games not interactive, that's really good. You should be doing that, and you should be playing it. Just because you're playing the good thing doesn't mean you don't think it's too good. It just means you're smart, right? If your goal is to win and you think something is too powerful, you should probably be playing the thing that you think is too powerful. Because if it's not good enough for you to play it, it's probably not actually too powerful. You want some cereal? Can you get your bowl for me? Where's your bowl at? Yeah, you should. If you finish your league before you final for compensation, they'll comp your league. So pro tip: always finish your league before you file for compensation. Correct. I would love that too. But honestly, like, that's why I've mostly, those of you that have been to the channel before, I pretty much only play Modern when someone else pays for it these days, because I get so frustrated trying to spend my own money on this format. Karn's actually not that bad for us here, right? Like, I guess he can go up, but like, we get to Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, I just got to go Temple, Smasher, get your Karn. Oh, baby, another one? Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Can you imagine how much grosser this would be if I had, like, played the Temple on one, assuming I was going to be lucky and draw the Thought-Knot Seer? What's your follow-up? We're actually pretty dead to a Wormcoil here, right? But I think if they had Wormcoil, they would have played it last turn. Although that could have also been what they were in the tank about, but they could have also been tanking about, like, what they wanted to kill with Karn. We'll see. If we make it through this turn, probably gonna be in an okay spot. I guess they could put an Oblivion Stone into play this turn, right? That would be kind of scary. Yeah, we have Displacer and Path to Exile. Like, we're not just dead, we're just not in an amazing spot. I hope they're holding a bunch of Fatal Pushes. Collective Brutalities. Do you have Exiled Temple? No, then he'd guaranteed loses Karn, right? Orzhov Pontiff. That card's really good in this matchup. Can you cast my spell, please? I'd like it. God bless. The Magic Online servers have been really laggy the past couple days, and like that's saying something, because like they're usually pretty bad, but they've been extra bad the last few days. I wouldn't be surprised if this matchup's bad for us. We've got some Stony Silences post board that'll be a little helpful. Conceding to... I guess I'm not conceding to Ulamog. I have Path to Exiles in my deck that I could draw. Maybe they're running Arena on the same... I hope not. I don't think the hamsters in that server can take Arena. The Eugene could be like a walking ballista too, right? Feels like an X spell. World Breaker, the big mammoth ammo. All right, we draw Path here. We're still in the game. I get to TKS them this turn too. Sure. Path would be nice. Why do I have to click on this? Nobody knows. Alright, take your threat. Play my bird. Have you heard about my bird? I said a bird. Bird's a word. I said a bird. Have you heard about my bird? I said a bird. Karn some noobs at the GP. God bless. Karn 2020. Praise be to the Church of Karn. Karn's a good man. If I have any intention of streaming Arena run its release, that depends directly on if Standard is interesting to play. Like, I could be streaming Standard right now, but nobody wants to watch Standard. Like, I streamed Standard preparing for a Standard tournament that I was doing commentary for, and like, my viewer numbers for my Standard stream, the live stream, were worse, and the archive numbers on YouTube were worse. Just like, nobody wants to watch the format. And like, people literally give me money to play Modern, and Legacy. So like, I'd have to spend my own money to play Standard, and nobody wants to watch it. So like, that sounds like a huge lose-lose. We draw Wormcoil. We lost the first round to Green-White Company. Probably about to be down a game in this match. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, doing those dirty, do me dirty, Tron. Put it right. Oh, do me dirty, Tron. We did not. Of course not. You don't that's not how these games work. Bob, are you new here? The more conservative deck that's competitive against the actual decks in the format never beats the greedy or slow deck. I punted game one. Game two, we just kind of got bled out of it, but game one I definitely punted. I didn't assume the correct role. I was more conservative than I should have been. I didn't realize, having never played the matchup before, I didn't realize that we were the aggressor, and the fact that I missed 3 points of damage and fetched slightly incorrectly ended up being the difference between winning the first game and not winning the first game. Like, no guarantee we win the third game, but definitely could have done a little bit better, I think. Plains here. Path? Displacer? Alright, are we done yet? Feel like we're getting into we're done here territory. Take one more draw step at a path, or I guess even Eldritch Evolution's pretty good, right? Because it lets us what's the word I'm searching for? Get a displacer. Storm doesn't lose to single sideboard hosers, and the deck doesn't have any tutors, so it has no way to consistently find multiple pieces of hate. I disagree with you. I don't think we were winning that game regardless. We just didn't have any pressure. The Courser of Crewfix just stonewalled us the entire time. We had an Elderstorm the first time we played it. It just wasn't particularly good. Just like, it's like the definition of a win more card, right? Like, have a Thragtusk out. Alright, then goes Shaper, Sanctuary, second World Breaker we'll get off of it to do. The man is basically a tutor, that's fair. Look, speaking as someone who has top-8 at a large number of modern events, you have to run much hotter in this format, too, to do well at large events than you do in other reasonable formats. Go ahead and throw this under the Wormcoil bus here. If we hit a way to answer this Wormcoil, we can probably race the World Breaker. Got a good amount of power here in play. Look, a Noble Hierarch, that's exactly what I wanted for Christmas. We did not win versus Greenway, we just kind of got run out. I probably should have played that, right? Yeah, probably should have played that, give my team +1/+1. Wreck you for 9. 11? It's 11. Did you removal? What is going on? They have a Dismember. Alright, sure. Are they playing mono green? They must be mono green Tron, right? Would I consider Vintage higher variance than Modern? Yeah, I think so. But the variance in Vintage can sometimes, I think it's a little bit less frustrating because like the variance in Vintage comes from the fact that you get to play all these powerful singletons in your deck, as opposed to like Modern, where the variance is coming from matchup variance for the most part. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just nothing in hand to Wormcoil. God, Tron is so good. Whenever I play against Tron and I'm not playing Tron, I'm just like, why am I not tapping my lands to make 7 mana? I don't understand. I feel like I have made such a colossal misassessment with my life choices. All right, a lot of our cards are not very good here, and I don't have many good ones to bring in. I guess I'll bring in Reclamation Sage because it can kill a thing. Oblivion Stone, to be more specific. Click Submit and hope for the best. What's the appeal of Model Green? I have no idea. I haven't spent any time playing with it. I don't have an educated opinion on Mono Green Tron versus Green Black Tron. I've played a lot of Green Black Tron, and I know the splash seems like mostly free. I guess you get to play more basic, so you're better against Ghost Quarter decks. That would be... Why is Hulk good? This card, like, we're almost certainly going wider than our opponent. This does not do lands. I know people equate this to Cataclysm, but this does not kill lands. We don't kill lands anymore. That's not how this works. Linvala's okay. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. I mean, Thragtusk isn't amazing, right? I guess Thragtusk plus Displacer is like a thing we can do. I don't know. All the options. I'm just going to leave it how it is. All the options suck. Someone asked what we're doing after this league. I think I'm going to play some more Hex. I just like... This makes me so happy that, like, someone else donated for this deck, so that way I could get dumpstered in the second league and not feel bad having spent my own money on it. No, I think managing Modern and banning the abysmal cards that create way too much mana way too quickly would make Modern a better format. I would ban Eldrazi Temple, I would ban Urza's Tower, I would ban Simian Spirit Guide, and I would ban Mox Opal. Just get them all out of here. Let's just, if you want to play extra mana faster, let me Lightning Bolt it, let me Fatal Push it. It's fine, right? It's like turn 2, turn 3, we're on the play. Sign me up. Like as good as they get, right? That's not true. I've cashed 3 out of 3 leagues with Land Nauseam, and I top 32 the Legacy Challenge with it. That deck's great. The meme, it's the meme that keeps on giving. And like, we're probably gonna lose this match, but like, we could still 3-2 this league. That is. Look, speaking as someone, every deck that I genuinely enjoy playing in Modern never beats Urza's Tower or Valakut. Those are just like, oh, look at that, Ancient Tomb. Love me some Ancient Tomb. Sure, why not? Trigger. What you got? What you got? Oh, look at that. You have a 10 mana card, and you only have 1 Tron piece. All right, sure. I'll take your card that's not 10 mana. We're drawing our line in the sand. If our opponent gets to this one, we're gonna die. The goal, and I say this boldly, is to kill them before they get there. Just so everything's above the board and clear, and people understand what's going on. Our opponent's going to draw a Dismember and dismember this Thought-Knot Seer, and we're going to be very sad when that happens, but it's the life we're living in. So we're 100% dead, right? Yep, just the stone dead. Stone deadest. Alright, deck you for 5. This is my bird. My bird is amazing. I mean, in the end, does it even matter? That's the real question you have to ask yourself. Does it even matter? Play another map. It's very unlucky for my Tron opponent. Didn't draw a map. All right, and then we're gonna play this Reclamation Sage and hope they don't go Tower O-Stone. Like, all right, put lethal on the table, cross my fingers, go to my happy place. Don't you dare dismember me. You had 1 draw step. God bless. All right, even Ugin's not good because most of our guys are colorless. Ugin prevents them from being dead on board, but it's not good other than that. Look, we played a turn. There's Ancient Tomb in our deck, okay? Our deck's not completely fair. It's more fair than a lot of the decks that I would prefer to play in Modern, but it's not like Kiki Chord fair. This is like, it's not Grishelbrand unfair. Like on the Grishelbrand to Kiki Chord spectrum, we're like firmly in the middle, right? Like, I could probably make it like 3 to 4 matches in a modern tournament in paper before I regretted my life decisions for registering this deck. Maybe our opponent will mulligan to 4, and by 4 I mean 2. Good luck, opponent. I hope you mulligan to 2. if like Magic players like were actually honest with their opponent when they sat down at the table, it's like, I always hated that pleasantry. Like, your opponent reaches out and they shake your hand, they're like, good luck. I was like, don't lie to me. You do not want me to be lucky. I think Affinity is great. Affinity is one of the decks that just like consistently puts up tons of results in Modern. By 2, I mean 0. Correct. See, there's some people in chat that have been here before. I hope you mulligan to 2, and by 2, I mean 0. Is this hand keepable? It's just got like double. I'm gonna keep this hand. I feel like it's just like I want to be able to cast the cards I draw. Have fun is a fine pleasantry. I genuinely believe that my opponent wants me to have fun while we play a game. I don't believe for a second that they want me to be lucky. That's just a lie. Yeah, I agree. Turn 4 Tron tier. That's like good if their first plays a World Breaker or a Walking Ballista. I guess Walking Ballista still kind of messes us up, right? But like World Breaker or Worm Coil path is pretty good. I'll never forget the first time Matt played Legacy. He was playing like classic blue-black Reanimator before Deathrite Shaman was a thing. And his opponent sat down and was like telling him about how Legacy is such a great format. And it's his opponent's favorite format. And it's so fair and interactive. And like, Matt just like, all right, yeah, have fun. And they shuffle up. And Matt just like wins the die roll. And turn 1 on the play like combos his opponent through a Force of Will. It's just like, his opponent was just like this solid brick of salt afterwards. It's like, what's the problem, bud? I thought Legacy was your favorite format. I don't understand what the problem is. You suddenly don't want to play. You suddenly don't want to play Legacy anymore. All right. So, never beating an O-Stone. I feel like that describes most of our hands. Classic blue-black Reanimator was such a gas. I almost stopped at an Invitational with that deck. I would have if I wasn't stupid. Back when Invitationals involved Legacy. I had like a game against Delver where like they had Force Surgical and they were on the draw, and I was like, alright, daze your Surgical. Alright, force your Force, put my Gristlebrand into play, draw 14 cards. Good games. Good games. God bless. Look at that. Didn't even need the map. This is a Tron player who's experienced. They've been practicing. Is this is a Walking Ballista, sure. Alright, so what's going on here? Are they just like trading this for my Displacer and my Noble Hierarch? Black-Red Reanimator is better against the Deathrite Shaman's deck because it's like a turn faster. There's possible that there's a sweet blue-black Reanimator deck that just like plays a bunch of Collective Brutalities main. I think I'm just supposed to Displacer this stupid Walking Ballista here. And then like they kill my Displacer and my Noble Hierarch. Like, they're gonna kill my Displacer and Noble Hierarch regardless, right? Well, now that they're going for it now, I guess I could save this. I don't think they should have pulled the trigger here. I think they were supposed to just wait. Wait, what? Are we killing my Matter Reshaper? I am so confused right now. I technically shouldn't have tapped the planes, but like, I'm gonna use this mana again here in a second, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think they're just supposed to like triple shoot the Displacer. I don't know. Their deck's really good against ours, so like it probably doesn't matter. I mean, like, they're probably just gonna go Tron Piece Ulamog and it doesn't matter here. Like, you know, GG, no re. No play. That would be good for me. Forest, sure. Masher? Alright, another Displacer's not terrible. Again, firmly inside of the never beating Oblivion Stone basket. Displacer, go. Yeah, we're not beating O-Stone regardless, so just like, let's go. Chris Anderson once flipped a table against me. Or almost flipped a table. Almost. He shook the table hard enough that it knocked other people's decks off the table. Is this an Ulamog? They're dead through this Ulamog, right? They get to, like, target two of my things. I save one of them. I path the Ulamog. So, like... We did it, chat. I guess. And this is why we committed the other Displacer, so we could kill them through the Ulamog. What do you want? You want cereal? You want crackers? You want crackers? I think my opponent's coming to the slow realization. Yes, he did get DQ'd from the event. Actually, the opponent's just like dead on board, right? They're literally just dead on board. I just like blink this one. They're now only targeting this, and then just like this blinks this. It doesn't even matter that I have the path. So, GG. You want goldfish? You want crackers? Okay, I'll be right back. Once my opponent figures out that they're dead on board, I'm gonna go get Jake some crackers. Want popcorn? Yeah. Yeah? Okay. Yeah, I figured it out. There you go. Did they figure it out? Or are they going to make me click through it? Look at that. They figured it out. They figured it out. All right. I mean, that's still true, Bob. Like, there's plenty of play skill in these formats. Like, even if there's a lot of matchup variance, like, as someone who, like, recognizes that there's a lot of matchup variance and doesn't enjoy that in Modern, like, saying that Modern is devoid of play skill is just, like, being disingenuous. Like, on a lot of people that really enjoy Modern, they get really defensive about it when you point out that there's a lot of matchup variance in the format. They think that you're implying that that means the format is skillless, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. Like, TCGs have variance by design, but like pretty much every format and every TCG has a pretty sizable skill element to it. There's a lot of mitigation that you could be doing. Holy crap! Hey, Name It Chill, welcome back. Nice, Peter. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I think after we finish this league, we're going to play some more Aristocrats. Right now, my favorite format is Legacy. Hey, guess what? That what's it called? That Pontiff is probably going to be a-okay this game. I was probably supposed to fetch basic. I was probably supposed to fetch basic forest there, right? Probably supposed. I didn't reassess when I drew my card. That's a good one. Nope, I can't say I've had that issue. We're probably just dead to this, right? I guess I can go get a Displacer, right? Is that fine? That's not, like, exciting, but it's probably the line, right? Give us the best chance here. This is game 1. We can't get Kataki. This guy pays 3, one of which has to be colorless to exile something and then put it back. Punished for getting this. Because now, like, what's it called would be good? The Pontiff. Displacer can do Etch Champion. Yep, it's devoid. It's colorless. Card has no color. We're pretty dead here. Not a winnable matchup on the draw game 1. Chris has a bunch of open top 8s. He might have a Grand Prix top 8. I don't actually know. He's a very reasonable Magic player, so don't be down on Chris for his Magic playing ability, because that's genuinely unfair. Everyone has bad days, okay? That's just the God's honest truth about it. Thought-Knot Seer is actually pretty bad in this matchup, right? Just like their hand is often empty. Maybe you leave one to jump into in case like they have something. Or like Smusher is where we want to be in life mostly. Do I want these Forge-Tenders? I guess this protects my Kataki, right? Yeah, I got the last Kataki. Alright, let's do it. Linvala says creatures. On this stream, it's Smusher. It's reality Smusher. He smushes your reality. If you're a Magic player that cares about making money while you play events, you play the SCG Tour in the US, it's just like a no-brainer. If you don't care about money and you're just like playing to play and you like playing big Magic events and just like play whatever, but like the TLDR on SCG Tour is that like it's much better for making money consistently. Yes. Yeah. I think the Blood Diamond control deck is fine. I think it's very good against the decks that play to the board. I do not own any Bitcoin. Yeah, that seems fine here, Tick. I really like Flame Lick. I actually cut light devotives from my non-budget. Is this hand good? What do we think, chat? Is this hand okay against Affinity? Should I have not clicked keep yet? Should I have waited for chat to weigh in? No, I think the Forge-Tender is great. Should have mulled the 3. I'm sorry. I'll try harder next time. Or 8. Play all those cards. I guess I'll play this one. Sure. Yeah, hate card mirrors. I'm not sure if I like light devotives in the candles deck, so if you haven't picked those up, I would not prioritize that. That card needs to be pathed, because it battle cries. Cries out loud. It's like snapping this trade, right? Keep my life total high. Punished. Immediately punished. Guess what I drew, opponent? Go. Is it too aggressive to path my Orzhov Pontiff here? Who thinks it's too aggressive to path my Orzhov? I should have played this, right? That was a mistake. Ask me why I didn't play this, because I'm an idiot. Baby. Oh look, they found something that can attack. That's cute. Mush, you're gonna smush, 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 boo doo 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 doo. Yeah, they could have like wear tear, right? So like playing the second one out is actually matters. Are we having fun yet, opponent? Is it good for you? It's good for me. It's adorable. That's adorable. Cometh at me, bro. So, when this dies, you exile it basically underneath another creature, and when that creature dies, you get its effect again. Is basically how it works. Yeah, we'd be hosed if they could activate abilities on like. Do they not have a basic? That's so good for us. Get my extra Exalted trigger in. Rawr. It's just messy in terms of like tracking cards through different places. Is trimming an evolution insane? That's probably insane, right? It gets like really high impact cards. Can I afford to draw Dead Cop? They probably only have like 1 or 2 cages, right? Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Ever. We need to play around no hate cards here. People are so used to like other streamers not making their deck lists available. Because Galvanic Blasts and Whip Flares kill my Kataki. Yeah, probably. Is this hand good? Can anyone chat? I want chat to weigh in on if this hand's keepable before I click keep. What do we think? Opponent's mulligan. Does that make the hand more keepable? Is drawing your sideboard cards in your opening hand good in Modern? I'm unsure. They played 4 cards. How can we win? They've played 4 cards. You feel so far behind. Need Stony and Kataki Ball for sure. BDP with the real life advice. Unplayable, only has 1 hit. They could have a Galv Blast, right? And like then all of our joking. By that I mean I can get this back with Eternal Witness because I'm great. Rats! Good thing I brought my Snapcaster Mage in. Hate card, Snapcaster Mage for the hate card. Regret all your life decisions as an affinity player. Correctly identified that you should take the card that turns their deck off. Just some good Some good affinity lines there. I like that we played out the Springleaf Drum. Strong play. Filter lands are so terrible in this program. And like, even if they draw another piece of disruption, we can Eldritch Evolution this into Cataclysmic Gearhulk. The best is when you play this card in Paper Magic, because when you play this card in Paper Magic, your opponent can accidentally skip the triggers, just like with Tabernacle, and just sack their whole board. I tapped my lands wrong here, and I'm taking an extra point of damage because of it. You're asking me why I did that, it's because filter lands suck on Magic Online. They're probably blocking here, but whatever. There's only one Eternal Witness in the deck. Eldritch Evolution is very good. Just like, so like the Eldrazi cards are great, right? So just like having more of them is great. Oh geez, we get to turn this into a Thragtusk next turn and then displace our Thragtusk just like Richard Garfield intended us to. Yeah, that's so good. And like, as if this Kataki wasn't good enough. It's better to take 1 damage than having to deal with the filters. Look no numbers with the clutch advice. Mr. Tasty, I know you're probably trying to jest, but let's keep that kind of stuff out of the chat. Displacer Thragtusk is certainly a combo. Oh man, we're getting Gen 3 in Pokemon Go. My wife's gonna be so excited. Sorry, we're really excited about showing the sheep in the background. While my opponent figures out how to pay for this, I might need to change a diaper. Be right back. False alarm. Oh, JK. If we get whip flared here, we'll be kind of sad. I'm assuming that's why they sacrificed the drums and left 2 Spire of Industries up, because they want to whip flare us. Jake is almost 4. And then Declan is 2.5. He's upstairs napping. My opponent doesn't want to play Magic anymore. They didn't even let me displace my Thragtusk. Opponent! Come back, opponent. I wanted to displace my Thragtusk. That's so sad. While we're waiting for the next match to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, and good night to everyone wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for choosing to spend part of your day here with us. My name is Jeff Hoagland. I'm a TCG player and content producer. We're hanging out playing some Eldrazi Evolution in Modern. If you're enjoying what you see, please hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and want to help support my content past that, you can do so in a couple different ways. The best way is by subscribing on Twitch or becoming a patron on Patreon. Those both help support myself financially directly so I can spend more time producing content as an actual job. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com will love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. If you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using promo code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, sleeves, binders. They really do it all. You could upload your own custom artwork there or choose from the wide range of custom artwork that they have on their website. And finally, SpareDeck.com, they offer kind of a unique service. Let's say you want to rent they rent physical, standard, and modern decks. Let's say you want to try something like this Eldrazi Evolution deck, but you want to kick the tires on it before you buy it yourself. You can rent a deck for a weekend or up to an entire month with Spare Deck, and using code Hoagland7, you could save 7% on your rentals from them. This hand is pretty anemic, right? It's just like, we can't cast this without a land, and like we don't have any pressure. We just have these paths to exile, so we are definitely an aggro deck. So let's mulligan a hand that doesn't have a curve. I think this is where we're on the draw with a scry, so we're looking for like, do I take the guaranteed third land, or do I dig for I have 12, I have 10 accelerants in my deck. I'm gonna bottom this and try and hope to hit one of our accelerants. I don't actually know. I don't actually know. Yeah, buddy, play well, get rewarded. You are so very dead, my noble hierarch. I am so ready to get Blood Moon next turn and just like concede the match. My body is ready to get Blood Moon and concede the match. The main deck, I think I changed the mana base in the main deck, and the sideboard's like 4 cards different. No second land, that's good for us. Do I want to play into a remand? Yes, almost certainly, right? Almost certainly. I'm gonna play the Kitchen Finks because it's better against another Lightning Bolt. They both kind of suck against remand. This also kind of masks like what we're doing. It could be Jeskai. I think Tron's a very reasonable deck. I've mostly just like stopped spending my own money to play Modern, so we're pretty much just playing Modern decks that people send me money to play. Alright, yay, Magic's hard. Woo, Smusher! Woo, Magic! Magic's fun. I love Magic. Attacking my opponent for 8. Opponent's gonna concede because they missed their third land again. Magic's tough. Yeah, Magic. This game needs more Fate Weave. Let me tell you what. Game needs more Fate Weave. Alright, so Voice in. Probably want these Forge-Tenders in. Because I assume they're going to bring an Anger against us. This Pontiff probably isn't very good. Thragtusk probably fine. I probably want to trim some evolutions against the deck with counterspells, right? Probably like 2 of these could go away. I don't like 100% know what all the details in their deck are, so I think that's like as much as I want to do without knowing a little bit more. It's possible their Grixis system, we want Chameleon Colossus. It's possible they have a lot of graveyard shenanigans and we want Relic of Progenitus, but without seeing more of their deck, I don't want to do that. And it's great. It's like turn 2 this, turn 3 this, looking like Jeskai. And I'm gonna lead on Voice because I would rather this eat a counterspell than this eat a counterspell. Also, again, there's a chance that they don't know we're playing the Eldrazi deck. This is kind of telling, the Brushlands. Solved, sweet. Even if they path this, that gives us more mana to work with too, which is fine with me. And like if they're pathing this, then they have less paths for something else down the line. Let's see if they have a counterspell for this Eldrazi Temple. Yeah, I think I want to play this before they get to Cryptic Mana next turn. Next turn I could play this around Mana Leak, but Disdainful Stroke, yep. Okay, so they know what we're doing. I think it's right to jam there because we're jamming into, again, we're going to jam into Cryptic Command the following turn. Oh, yeah, Cryptic me, baby. How we doing? How we doing? Howdy doody. Actually, I wanna lead on this one, right? I'd rather this one get counterspelled. Oh, we did Smasher them last game. You're right. I'm dumb. I forgot we showed them Smasher. Spell Queller. Sure. I don't think I want to path this now. I think I can wait till like their end step since I have 2 paths. Why offer me blocks, Magic Online? I clearly don't have a name. I do my best, Aaron. Sure. Sure. That's dangerous. Because, like, now I can path this one and then it paths this one. Enjoy your lands. Deal. Alright, so now that we know that they're playing Jeskai, I'm going to board out some of my birds in the post-board games. You want to trim some of your acceleration against the removal sweeper heavy decks. For my sideboard, probably bring in a couple of relics. It's probably fine. Yeah, probably for some relics. It's a rude opponent. I liked my Displacer. Magic's tough. It's a hard game. You have a Cryptic Command? That's pretty good. No, we won the first game. They missed their 3rd land drop and died. Alright, so they're kind of on E. They have the Celestial Colonnade hanging out. Deal. Magic's tough. It's a hard game. Did you hit? Oh, one good draw deserves another. Yep. Fair. Fair's fair. Nobody knows. Can't attack because Colonnade's a 4/4. If this had been a relic, the Smasher would have resolved because of the Snapcaster Mage wouldn't have happened. Top. Uh-oh. Increase our quality of life. Move on to the next one here. Top is enough for me to move on to the next one. This is probably a Teaglesworth matchup, right? Feels like a Teaglesworth matchup. It's like another thing that demands a path, which is kind of nice. I have a lot of things that demand path. Let's do it. Sure. Not exciting, but it's fine. Yeah, but like our deck is full. Like our deck is full of cards that die to bolts. So, like, don't board it in because it dies to bolt isn't an argument. It's pretty medium against the counter spells, so I like trimming some of them. Like, fine in the abstract, but like really bad against counter spells. Speaking of, the doctor is in. This is my Kifkin advisor. No, he was recommending you don't mana leak me. It's possible I should have just passed the turn there. Like, something's getting mana leaked at some point, so might as well be Teeg now. Like, Teeg getting a mana leak there is better for something else later. Worst. They flashed in a Snapcaster Rage, I'm probably just gonna displace it. I get Supreme Verdicted next turn and feel really bad. Sure. Cycle this. These were much better than Birds of Paradise would be. Noting. Probably would have won that second game if our birds had been relics. This is fine, right? Because now I can play this Thought-Knot Seer through a mana leak. Oh, dude, what the? All right, I'll be right back. I have a tether emergency. Gross. Yeah, hold on. Keep your hand right there. Where's your hand, Case? Hands back on. Oh, God. Alright, what you got? They have Disdainful Stroke. Okay, I guess that makes sense. It's unfortunate for us. I guess I'm just gonna continue passing here, right? No, I don't think I want to turn Displacer into a Thragtusk. I think that's loose. I would love to turn a Matter Reshaper into a Thragtusk, though. That sounds great. I don't think I want to play that into a Cryptic command, though. Thank you. Sorry, I forgot to mute myself. Usually I'm better about that. Yep. Okay. So I've got this. Green, dip. So I want to just get Thragtusk here. Is that better than Reality Smasher? Is it better than Thought-Knot Seer? It's probably not better than Thought-Knot Seer, right? Let's just take a look at what's in their hand. Okay. That land actually lets them activate the Celestial Colonnade, so I feel a little bit bad. Their hand was pretty bad, so like, based on the context of their hand, I wish I would have gotten a... That being said, I have a lot of live draws here, right? Including that one. I'm gonna start with this, see what we get. Yes, sir. You, sir, may I have another? If they want to trade here, that's fine, because I have another Smasher. So if they verdict us, they'll die. Huh. I'm gonna lead on this. I think if they have a Cryptic command, they might counter this, tap my guys. Alright, got him. Sweet. 3-1. Lost the first match to a bad matchup, but we also made a number of mistakes, so Best league. Cashed the league. Good stuff. We did beat Tron. Is the green-white value company. They're just like kind of a mid-range deck as well. That just like does the things we do a little bit better. They're less interactive, more grindy. Yeah, I think we're gonna play a couple more ladder matches with the Blood Ruby deck after this. I mean, Burgle, you can very clearly see here in the deck name it says Aristocrats. That's the deck name. It's the Aristocrats. Just to dagger you. Yeah, I think this is a pretty bad matchup for the Jeskai control decks. This hand's great, right? Just got like turn 2 Displacer 2 different ways. Living End, Dredge. I actually don't. I wonder if I want like a Loaming Shaman or something in my sideboard for Graveyard Hate. I have Displacer Thragdad here, so like maybe we're gonna be okay. Depends on how fast their start is here. They have a fast start, we're just gonna get run over. That's what Dredge does. No blocks, it has Menace. So this is actually why I let on Brushland. They discarded Conflagrate. So they're going to kill my Bird of Paradise and Domus for some. This way I can still play the Displacer on 2. Alright, well this is a very beatable hand out of our opponent. It's possible I should have fetched Temple Garden on 1 instead of using the Brushland. They don't have a land either. Okay, well, huh. Well then. I think I want to just preserve my health total rate. It seems like the opponent probably should have mulliganed. Okay, they found a land that gets them back a Prized Amalgam and a Bloodghast. If we miss on a land, we get to Eldritch Evolution the Voice into something bigger. They find another Cathartic Reunion? Sure. Devil Neonate, sure. Alright, now we just go nuts, right? This can't block. I guess this blocks here, but this blocks here too. Okay, I'm just gonna attack with the Eldrazi Displacer. Apply pressure. They have another Conflagrate in the bin. But like if they're conflagrating my Thragtusk, then like we just like realities. Oh, I can't reality smusher. Oh my god. Oh my god. I am so dumb. I just had it in my head that I had it in my head that this was Ancient Tomb and I could play the Thragtusk. I haven't played much of this deck. It's not Ancient Tomb, correct. I got so excited, I was like, oh, that's the 5th mana. I can play Thragtusk. I was like, we play Thragtusk, and then we like blink it, and they can't win the game anymore. When you draw Thragtusk, the one time there's a difference between Eldrazi Temple and Ancient Tomb. Opponent is on Dredgeless Dredge, though, so like that is pretty big upside for us. I'm just gonna block here, because if my opponent wants to ditch their last 2 cards to kill this with Conflagrate and draw a card, I just get to Reality Smasher next turn. Take 4 down to 9 here. But Tron matchup's almost certainly bad. We beat it because our opponent played very poorly. Land would be a pretty good draw here. Not most non-lands probably also okay. Flashing back Faithless Looting. Are we playing the Conflagrate to finish my guy? Sure. Yeah, they have no cards left. So we need them to not draw a land tier, basically. Wow, they found a 3rd Bloodghast. That's pretty bad for us. Things of haste. Not that it matters, so they found the land right now. I have 3 relics in my sideboard. Just dead on the backswing if I smush her, right? I can smush her and then block 2 guys and take 5. Yeah, that seems fine. Lots of ways for you to get the deck list. God helps those that help themselves. There's another Conflagrate in their bin, but they don't have any cards in their hand. I think we just smash her and smash, right? And then we kill them next turn. Like, just make sure this doesn't die, and then we can evolution this into another smasher. What if I do this? I go to 4. If I go to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, if I go to 2, can they kill me? Can they generate card advantage in some way and kill me if I do this? I just want the Eldrazi Displacer to live so I can turn it into another Reality Smasher, right? Life from the Loam would kill me. Can I win with the other line, though? Like, I need this thing to survive, right? They get 2 looks at Life from the Loam because they have the Neonate. I feel like I'm not winning if they untap again, right? We're so far behind because of my thinking that Eldrazi Temple would cast my Thragtusk. I guess if we hit a land, we could win by losing the Displacer. I feel like I'm just supposed to, like... I guess if I wasn't blocking, I probably should have attacked last turn, right? I feel we lose to exactly Loam. They've got 2 shots at Loam. They usually play 3 Loams. Feel like the play to win line is no blocks. That's funny, they have exactly 2 lands. No, if I block the 2 Bloodghast, the Conflagrate in their discard pile kills my Displacer. So I die that, I lose my Displacer, and then I can't kill them, and then I'm mostly dead on board. So I'm gonna do this. Made your life from the loam, that's sad. Not a fucking tilt. Nice top deck. Opponent. I'm pretty sure this matchup's bad for us game 1. Like, they kept a pretty miserable hand though, and then I made the mistake this turn. Like, exactly dead. Neonate has Menace. Can't block the Neonate, otherwise that's the very easy line. Is that it? I think that's it. That's all I want to do in life. Alright, let's go. And the fact that we, like, drew the Thragtusk also... The fact that we drew the Thragtusk also made it awkward, because, like, that we couldn't evolution for it. Pretty easy redraw, right? Oh, Forge-Tender should have come in. Yeah, you're right. 10 out of 10 should have brought in Forge-Tender. Keep. That's actually great having that on top of our deck, because it means it plays around Thoughtseize. Oh yeah, Teeg stops that other one too. Yeah. Rest in Peace means your Eternal Witnesses don't work, your Kitchen Finks don't come back, your Voice of Resurgences don't make token. Yeah. Yeah, Fortune-Tenders are fine versus Conflagrate. They'll come in for the 3rd game, if we get a 3rd game. Just gonna play and pop this. This Conflagrate's really annoying. So I definitely punted that first game, but like, if my opponent just like played better Magic and mulliganed accordingly, they probably wouldn't have been in that game at all, so... Dark Blast, yep. Hey. Hey. So lucky. Oh. These are my they're ancient tombs for this guy. Do you have a lightning axe? The old crack your fetch inside of combat to get me to try and skip my combat step. It's good stuff. Yay, magic! Alright, now I have a 3rd game because I'm an idiot. Does mean I get to bring these in, right? And like, Conflagrate's so good against us that Teeg's probably worth bringing in, right? Voice is just like kinda whatever, especially when like I boarded out all of my Thought-Knot Seers because they're not very good in this matchup. How do I feel about this? Is this unreasonable? I feel like this seems okay. Hey, Petehead, with the 15-month resubscription. I've been here too long. I remember dark times like Nahiri Court at Battle of Wit. This is fine, right? We'll just rip a 3rd. Rip a 2nd temple like a professional and play this on 3 again. It's like doesn't have a relic in it, but like not all of our hands can have relics, right? I feel like this is like pretty reasonable hand for a non-relic keep. That's decent. It means we get to go Forge-Tender into Matter Reshaper into Kitchen Finks. Good solid curve. Yeah, pod was great. No blocks as menace. This is game 3. We have to go Finks into Smasher here. $20 Lotus, 20 time toaster, 20. Just good, clean living, as you referred to it as. They don't have a green source, do they? Be good for us. They say they have a post-combat land. They dredge Stinkweed Imp, right? Okay. It's a good draw. So we cast this Kitchen Finks without taking extra damage. We are 3-1, and this is game 3 in our 5th match. So they're going to 14 here. This buffers our health total a little bit. I'm going to choke down mana here a little bit, which is good for us. Okay. I can deal 5 with this Conflagrate, but like, they want to keep our board in check. We gain more life back with Kitchen Finks. It's good. This is the best toolbox deck I've played in a long time to set the bar low. To set the bar exceedingly low, it's a good toolbox deck. Can I die next turn? Is the question I ask myself. I can't, right? I'm gonna deal 6 with this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm at 15. Do I need to leave back a blocker? I feel like I don't, right? Can anyone tell me a way they can deal more than 11 next turn? Does anyone know? It feels like an A space smash face turn. No, it's not, because the way their blocks line up differently. Bloodghast, they don't have any dredgers in here, right? And they don't have any lands. They probably don't have any lands. How do they, people that are talking about Bloodghast, how do Bloodghast get into play? And I'm at... They have a Dark Blast, so Dark Blast, say Dark Blast finds 3... Dark Blast finds 3 Bloodghasts. So if Dark Blast finds 3 Bloodghasts, that would be 6, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So if Dark Blast finds 2 Bloodghasts, it's lethal, that would be 10, 15. So if I attack with everything... No, they can't loam unless they have like a Simian Spirit Guide. So if they hit 2 Bloodghast on the Dark Blast plus have a land, no, he needs a land for all these lands. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack. If we get got, we get got. The league's paid for. I punted the first game. I think the attack here is correct. I definitely. You want more popcorn? Okay. Sweet. That probably means we're not dead. Hopefully this path lets us put him in a really bad spot next turn. We're killing my Reality Smasher by discarding 6 cards. Deal. Deal. Alright, so they're dead to a Path to Exile. Does Displacer do it? Displacer doesn't do it, right? Resolves. Definitely playing this. You should play something linear and proactive. We're 1 mana short of this being... Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. We're still not dead, right? But, like, that was pretty dumb on my part. I always forget that Path triggers landfall. I think this deck is fine. Yeah, I could have displaced it. I just wasn't thinking about that. I don't think there's lines that get us dead, though, right? You're only gonna have 3, 4, 5. They're gonna have 5 points of damage in play. Yeah, just crunch you. They have no cards in hand. This can't block, so we should be fine. I definitely made a mistake there, but I don't think we're gonna get punished for it. I don't think there's a combination of cards my opponent has that punishes me for the mistake I just made. Like, they have a Stinkweed Imp here, but they only have 3 blockers. I'm not blocking because then they can kill this with Conflagrate, which is why they're attacking first. Because if I gave them the chance to Conflagrate, they'd be able to kill this and then have enough blockers to not die to these 2. So by not blocking, we guarantee we win because we can flank 2 of their blockers. GG's Dredge opponent. Alright, so we lost the first one to Green-White Company and then rallied back for a 4-1, so we're 9-1 across 2 leagues with this deck. If you didn't catch the first league that we played with this deck, you can check it out on my YouTube channel, which is linked in the stream information below. I think I would run this back card for card at this point. People always, end of a league, want to know, like, what's the updated list? I think I'm pretty happy with all the slots that we played. You can make, like, small changes for, like, what if you expect like a specific local meta game. Like, if you're expecting a lot of interactive decks, like blue-based decks, like, slide this 4th Voice of Resurgence into your main deck. But yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with all of the cards that we have in here. Are we playing anymore? Declan's not awake from his nap yet, but I don't think I want to commit to another entire league. I'm playing the Hex 1K on Saturday, so I think I'm going to play some more with the Blood Ruby deck we've been playing. I don't think Lark is very good. We don't have a lot of 2-power guys that it returns, right? Actually, it's like exactly voice in these, so actually Lark is terrible. Lark is terrible. Lark confirmed terrible. But yeah, I think the Modern Grand Prix is coming up this weekend. If you're a fan of Eldrazi and Toolbox decks, like, am I going to play the Mox? When is the Mox? That's in, like, January, right? Or is it, like, this weekend? Is there a Modern Mox coming up? Do I have QPs? I think you need QPs for those, right? I don't know if I have enough points. I only have 22 points, so I don't know. I don't know when that happens. I think there's one in January, so I might play the one in January. There's a modern PTQ. Oh, yeah, I might play that. I would play this deck in that, probably. I've got a bunch of play points to set on fire, right? I've got 2,600 of them. All right. Anywho, we're gonna play some Hex for the remainder of the stream. If you've never been by when we played Hex before, Hex is a fully digital TCG that's very similar to Magic. It does a lot of neat things that Magic just basically can't do because it's a paper card game.